Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shan. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more monthly updates on what I've read and a whole host of other kinds of videos. I've read 4 books in July, but I have only 3 of them here. And I'm going to start with the one that I read first, which was The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. This is an absolutely fantastic book. It's another young adult fiction book. It has a really kind of out there setting. It's about a girl who can't leave the house because she's like allergic to the sky, hence the sky is everywhere. So she's allergic to everything, so she can't leave the house, and yet she falls in love and the adventures that follow. And it has a really amazing twist at the end, which I totally wasn't expecting, and I would highly recommend. It's a really nice book. I feel like John Green sort of got me into the young adult fiction, and I really wished more books like this had been around when I was a young adult. But this is a really good book. I whizzed through it. It was very easy to read, very well written, and I would highly recommend it. The second book I read this month is Jennifer Saunders' autobiography, Bonkers. And as a teenager, I was sort of brought up on French and Saunders and Ab Fab, and absolutely loved all that stuff. And it's not often that I read an autobiography, but I think after watching the Ab Fab movie, I kind of just wanted to know more about them, and I hadn't appreciated how young they'd been when they first met, and sort of their route into comedy. And obviously when they were getting into comedy, it was a largely male-dominated environment, as I imagine it probably still is, but hopefully not as bad as it was then. And it's very inspirational. It's really nice to see how her life has sort of evolved, and how, you know, so many people go through hard times, but she just kind of says there hasn't really been that. There's been a bit of but fundamentally it's been a great life. And it's good to read. I don't normally read autobiographies. I will read them again, but it's not something I will read that often, I don't think. The third book I read is The BFG, and I read that with my son and daughter because I wanted them to read or be read the book before we went to see the film. And I had totally forgotten how fabulous Roald Dahl's language is, and the different places he takes you to with his language, and the fact that although he describes a snozzcumber, for example, it's kind of different to me than it is to my children, because it's what we imagine in our own brain. And I love that about books, that it can be completely different to absolutely everyone, just one word, because it's a completely made up word. And the words that he came up with are just brilliant, and I would definitely recommend reading the BFG again. And the film is kind of, it doesn't really stick that closely to the book. The giants are a bit more sort of dopey as opposed to like terrifying. And it's a very good film, so I'd highly recommend going to see the film too. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try and reread some more Roald Dahl because I really enjoy it. The fourth and final book I read is The Summer of Broken Dreams by James Wilson, and this is a book that I was sent to review, so there's an ad bit for you. And it's a really nice book. I hadn't heard of James Wilson before. The book is well written. It has quite small writing, which does tend to put me off a book because I feel like it's going to take forever to read, and that's just like my own mental block. I do read books that have small writing. It's a very good book. It kind of covers betrayal, friendship, relationships, and him growing up as well, and also kind of the way he reacts to those situations. And it's a really well written book. It's very readable. I think it took me a couple of chapters to get into it, but once I was into it, it was a really nice read, and it read very quickly, and I would recommend it. It's a good book. That's it. Those are the books I've read in July. I've already read 1.5 in August. Get me. I went through a bit of a blip last month and wasn't enjoying reading so much, so it's really nice to find myself enjoying it again. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to, please subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Alright, bye.